What is up, family? It is your boy, the conservative bear. Happy Sunday, the beginning of the week. And man, do I got some stories to go over with you guys today. But I want to let you all know we are simulcasting on the Conservative Chicanos as well as the TCB show. So give us a like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts on these videos. Let me know your thoughts on this video so we could definitely get into a lot of what's going on today. I want to start off with saying I am completely finished with the studio. It is beautiful, it's comfortable, it's clean as you can tell. And I'm definitely finished. So we are live and we will get back to our regularly scheduled programming. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, and I know I do a lot. How's it going, 1776 family, Westminster, Colorado here, Pueblo, Colorado, right here. So welcome into the show. Um, here's a couple of things I wanted to get into. So, you know how big I am when it comes to exposing some of these horrible people. And the first thing I want to get onto is the Mississippi cop is arrested for sex crimes against children after tipsters identified him as a man in video abusing a kid. Joshua Stockstill, 29, was arrested on Thursday at work in Picayune Police Department. He is charged with 6 counts of sexual abuse of a child. On Wednesday, the FBI issued an appeal for information with his photo. The FBI tip line was inundated with the calls, and Stockstill was quickly identified. Stockstill has been fired from the Picayune Police and is awaiting trial. This is what I don't get. I mean, these crimes against kids are continuing to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And the more that it seems like these people are coming out in droves. Haven't you guys noticed that? Like for the last few times we've seen it going down. These pedophiles are everywhere. They're like roaches. They're like everywhere. You can't get rid of them. You spray one or one gets arrested through it, another one pops up. This is a problem that we need to expose here in the United States. We need to continue to work hard and get these guys arrested. And they need to do a lot more time than what they're getting. 6 months ain't crap, which we saw with Drake. It's crazy. A Mississippi police sergeant has been arrested for sexually abusing children after he was identified by the public following an FBI appeal for information. Joshua Christopher Stockstill, 29, was arrested on Thursday, the day after the FBI disseminated his photograph with the help of the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. The FBI press release included an audio file of the defendant appearing to say the phrase 9 years old. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children said it's provided critical information which led to an arrest of an individual known as John Doe 44. And now we know John Doe 44 is Joshua Christopher Stockstill, who was a police officer. And it reminds me kind of what, Star Wars. You swore to protect people, and now you're going off and you're hurting people and children on top of it. 9 years old? 9 years old. What can you possibly get from a 9-year-old? To me, it's crazy on what you're seeing anymore when it comes to these people. He was described as a man. He was described as a man seen in footage of a child sexual abuse material, and the abuse took place on or before November 2018. So this dude's been on the run since 2018. 2018. This dude is a cop. So for the last 3 years, he probably has a lot more going on. And you're seeing a lot more continuing to go down the road. It's disgusting already. It's disgusting. It's terrible that these people are getting such low sentences. Freddie Drennan, a chief of Picayune Police Department, said once we learned that there was an investigation going on, the police department cooperated 100% with the investigation fully. And there's that sick bastard right there. Sick bastard. Stockdale has been charged with 4 counts of distribution of material showing the abuse of a child, 1 count of lustful touching, and 1 count of production. So, dude, this dude was literally making kiddie porn. This cop was making kiddie porn. Like I said, there's good cops and there's bad cops. This one in this video right here, this is a bad individual. This individual deserves to be drawn, quartered, and done with. Why are they allowing these people to continue to get out early? And you know he's probably going to get 3-4 years in prison. The NCMEC said in a blog post that they employ a team of analysts who work tirelessly to help identify clues and images and videos that might help locate abused children. The team discovered an image of John Doe 44, which the FBI in turn chose to make public. Within hours, the FBI releasing his photo to the public, he was identified and arrested. Good. That's what needs to happen. As soon as these people are identified, you need to go get them off the streets. You need to lock them up forever. Dude, I don't even think they should be locked up. The death penalty should be imminent. Once you're convicted, you're done. You are done. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. Your ass is done. Vámonos. Especially after you hurt a child. You're done. That's what the problem is with these people. They know they're only going to get a few years in prison, so why not? That's how they're looking at it. We need to make this crime punishable by death. You've affected these kids for the rest of their lives. For the rest of their lives, you've affected this kid. So in turn, you should be done with your life should be over. There should be no pass and go. And they already proven more than enough times that these pedophiles are continuing to abuse. They don't learn. Prison doesn't work. Prison doesn't work. They're not rehabilitatable. They've come out and more times than not, they reoffend. It's terrible. And even though you're analyzing, I understand the NCMEC. I understand that you're analyzing and you're trying to help bring kids home. But what about their offenders? What about the men who continue to do this to other children? There should be no letting go. There should be no time for them to continue to go back to a normal life because they're not going to be rehabilitated. It's cut and dry. It literally is cut and dry. There is no rehabilitation for these people. They're going to continue to do it. This man is disgusting, and he should be castrated and then drawn quartered. I will pay a higher tax. If you said pedophiles are done and they go away and we draw and quarter them, dude, I will pay a 50-cent tax easily. To me, that's a good cost. I can eat that cost. I will accept paying taxes to get these mother effers off the streets. Get these mother effers done. Their life is over with. If it costs us money to feed the horses, let's feed the horses. If it costs us money for rope, let's get the rope. That's how I look at these people. They're not humans. They're animals. If you could hurt a child, you are an animal. Stupid already. Should be a raffle, not a tax, right? Bro, I will buy me a horse. I will feed my horse, and you call me up. Hey, Bear, let's it's your time to shine. I'm gonna roll up there with my horse, and I'll ride that mother effort to downtown, and I will be more than happy to get that rope ready to roll. That's how I look at it. These people are less than human. Less than human. Seriously, chat, how many of y'all would pay a higher tax to have horses fed, stabled, and all that for once the crime is done, you go out there and you handle your business? How many of y'all would pay a higher tax? Smash a 1 if you would. Smash a 2 if you don't want to pay a higher tax to draw and quarter pedophiles. I'll wait. Because I would pay that tax. I would be happy to. If I knew that's what it was going for, dude, pay that tax. Tax me up the ass for that one. Kids are more important. Kids are far more important than I think than pedophiles are. That's what my thoughts are. I hate them. But to the next one. Sell firing squad lotteries to execute the pedos. See, a lot of y'all will pay it. A lot of y'all will pay that tax because we are about protecting children. And that's what to me, that is the most important thing we could do is protect children. All right. So the next story I'm going to come out to is this one. Here's the thing, guys. What's going on in New York City is horrible. What's going on in New York City when it comes to the Asian population is horrible. And it seems like it's continuing to get worse. You know, I haven't done a video or I haven't been live in about 2 weeks because I've been handling my business. But it seems like every time I opened up the news, it seems like there would be another story about another person of Asian descent being knocked out, being trampled on, and being abused physically in some way. And the story's continuing to get worse. I mean, in New York City, if you don't have enough police officers to protect your community, there's a problem, especially when one group is getting brutally traumatized for whatever reason. It seems like they're finding reasons to do it. The next story I got is coming from the Daily Mail. It seems like they cover the news that we don't cover here in the United States. Asian mom, 58, is critically injured and has to undergo brain surgery after she and her son are dragged down the stairs at a New York City subway station by a man who tried to rob them. An Asian woman underwent brain surgery on Saturday after she and her son were dragged down the subway during a bungled robbery. The unnamed woman and with her 28-year-old son on Saturday, they were walking up the steps at Canal Street Station in Manhattan around 10:45 when an assailant attacked them from behind, grabbing the son's backpack. The son grabbed his mother as he fell, and the pair tumbled down the stairs. Broad daylight. Dude, this is like the third story that I've covered in New York City that it happened in broad daylight. Man, I just covered attempted kidnapping just the other day in broad daylight. I just covered a story where a woman is sexually assaulted on the streets of New York City in broad daylight. Now we got people getting mugged in the subway stations and ending up with brain damage in broad daylight. Is this becoming like a norm or something like that? Because it seems like New York City, dude, you could just it's the Wild West of the 1800s where you could basically do whatever you want. I mean, if you could walk down the street and literally sexually assault somebody walking down the street, that's a problem. That's a problem. New York got to get, dude, I don't know what you're doing, New York, but for some way or some reason, you need to figure something out because this is ridiculous. This is getting out of hand where people are dying, are getting sexually assaulted, are kidnapped in broad daylight. Dude, this is getting out of hand. What are you going to do to protect your community? What are you going to do to sit there and defend your community when they're getting knocked the fuck out on the streets, where they're getting dragged down the street and trying to get robbed, where the mother's getting brain damage? This seems like it's continuing to get worse. The thief ran away, and surveillance footage showed a black man in a short-sleeved khaki shirt with a white bandana around his neck leaving the station. Of course, he's wearing a bandana. COVID. This it's insanity. And the police are still hunting for him. You know they're not going to be able to catch him, Because if they were able to do, they don't got enough manpower. They literally don't have enough manpower to go after this man. They still haven't, I haven't heard any news about the man getting that sexually assaulted the woman in broad daylight. They still haven't caught him. And I haven't found any news about the man that tried kidnapping the young boy in Queens, still on the loose. They don't got enough manpower. So what are you going to do, New York? What are you going to do? What you guys, nobody wants to work there, because if you do something, if you have to shoot somebody, you're going to get called a racist. I mean, they're literally going out and calling racist on anybody. They're literally going after Asians, and even in the PD, and calling them all these other names, which I did a video on recently too, calling them the C word. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Hate crimes against Asian Americans are on the rise, with unprovoked attacks happening across the United States. The number of incidents against Asian Americans reported to the New York Police Department rose from 3 in 2019 to 28. That's almost 10 times it's gone up. 10 times. Stop AAPI Hate, an initiative that tracks violence and harassment against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, recorded more than 3,000 reported incidents from the start of the pandemic. Russell Young, one of the group's leaders and chair of the Asian American Studies Department at San Francisco State University, of those, at least 260 were in New York City. In December 2020, an Asian hate crime task force was formed within the NYPD to encourage victims to report the attacks. De Blasio, mayor of New York City, said last month that the city was working to increase the communication with the community leaders, creating a website to help people report and respond to attacks, and focusing subway patrols on possible bias crimes. If you dare raise your hand against a member of our Asian community, you will suffer the consequences. But what police force are you going to have to do this? Yeah, it's great. It sounds good. It sounds good. Yo, we're going to go after people. We're going to have a subway patrol. But with what police officers, man? De Blasio, what police officers do you have available to do this? Seriously, what police department do you have? What police officers do you have to do this? This promise that you made, you have none. You have zero. There is nobody available. Are you gonna call freaking Tony Stark or something, because you don't have enough resources to handle this? Your police officers are retiring and quitting. It's insane. It's crazy. It's I feel so bad, because this one group of people is being attacked so bad. And the numbers are there. 10 times the rate. 10 times. Ten times the rate, 10 times. And this is what you get. You get a man feeling like he's going to go rob somebody. It's insanity. There's no resources available. Now I'm going to talk about the story that most of y'all came to see. Most of y'all came to see this story, and I know y'all did. So let's get into it. NFL announces they will play the Black National Anthem before the Star-Spangled Banner during every Week 1 game, and players may feature names of police brutality victims on their helmets. How did this go for the NBA there, NFL? How did this go? People turned it off. People turned it off. The NBA is still suffering from ratings loss for the disaster that was the bubble. I understand. But to me, we should be trying to unite this country. To me, we should be trying to find something amongst ourselves that we could come together. And the story behind the Star Spangled Banner is something that we should be able to get behind, the first verse. And when it comes to that magical third verse that everybody hates, there's more to that than people are willing to let on. It is one of the most debated verses in all poetry. That third verse. Are they talking about American slaves? Are they talking about the slaves that went to fight for Britain? We don't know. We're not Francis Scott Key, and I get it. It's one of the most straight up debated verses in American literature because we don't know what the intent of that was, because a lot was going on during the War of 1812 when that poem was written. But that first verse, we know what that first verse meant. We know what that first verse was all about. It was about patriots standing up and fighting back against England a second time around, and we whooped that ass. And to hear that story and to listen to those lyrics should reach into you and make you want to unite under that song. Our flag has been beaten and battered and destroyed numerous times, and we continue to rise it up. Going back to 1776, through the War of 1812, through World War I, through World War II, through Korea, through Vietnam, through the Iraqi Desert Storm, Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom. And instead of finding a way to unify this country, the NFL wants to further weight and divide us. And it makes me so sick to my stomach that they would even think that this is going to bring us together. This is not going to bring us together. This is furthering driving a wedge between Black Americans and every other American. And a lot of Black people I've talked to, they don't even really care about Lift Every Voice and Sing. All this is doing is stirring more shit stew. Why would you want to sit there and do this? Most Americans are happy with the Star Spangled Banner, but yet the NFL wants to sit there and be 2 years late to the party and divide this country even further. It's a sad shame that where we're at. It's a sad shame where American sports is at. We have people competing in the Olympics that want nothing to do with the pride of our country. We have Macy Gray's dumbass sitting there saying that we should change the stars in the American flag, saying that it's something that we do every so often. Yeah, we add a star, we change the stars. We found out that adding a bar for every freaking state was just gonna make that thing long, so we cut it back down to 13 and started adding stars. Our flag hasn't been through that many changes. It's gone to changes in the star section, but not very many when it comes to the bars. And it's a shame. The NFL plans to play Lift Every Voice and Sing, known as the Black National Anthem, at the start of each game during week 1. There shouldn't be no Black National Anthem. I'm sorry, but there is no Black America. It's just America. There's no Mexican America. It's just America. There's no Asian America. It's just the United States of America. There is no Black America. It's one country. 50 individual states, one country, united. There is no other national anthem other than the one that we decided was the national anthem, which was the Star Spangled Banner. Unfortunately, a lot of people want to sit there and act stupid and cry bigotry for everything, instead of opening up your eyes and realizing, hey, we're one country united. Are we perfect? No. Are there racist people in the United States? Yes. But it doesn't mean the entire country is racist. Ignorance comes in all colors, and you're seeing it in New York City. Look at the Asians. And who's doing most of that damage? We're supposed to be united, but the NFL wants to be part of the problem, not part of the solution. The solution is playing that beautiful song, listen to the lyrics, represent our country. For God's sake, what is it going to take to change this? This is becoming a more decisive, divided country more and more. And this is the problem. This story right here is part of the problem. It's not a solution. The solution is finding something that we could unite under, which is our flag. It should be more than enough. Ignorance is continuing to drive us apart. And if you notice, it's the white commissioner that's doing this. The anthem will be performed before the Star Spangled Banner. It will be rolled out during the season opener on September 9th when Super Bowl champions Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Dallas Cowboys. This decision is part of the NFL's 10-year, $250 million commitment to fighting racism in America. You are making the racism even worse. This is not going to make it better, bro. Mr. Commissioner, Roger Goodell. Hey, Raj, this is going to make it worse, bro. We already have CRT that's already making white people the people that are being the racism going towards. People are looking at white people as the problem. This decision is a follow-up to last season's when the song was performed by Alicia Keys before the start of games at Week 1 and at Super Bowl 55. The source said the league aims to demonstrate a genuine commitment to the public, players and coaches, and the player voices continue to be heard. You could do this off the clock. See, here's what people are not realizing, okay? Yeah, the NFL pays them, but not really in the sense. See, if I want to tune in to watch football, what's actually technically paying you is ad revenue. Ad revenue is what's going to pay you. Now, you're already on a sinking ship, and the NBA is learning all about this. People are not tuning in. We are tired of political correctness being shoved in our faces every week. We are. When I turn on a football game, all I want you to do is shut up and play. That's your job. You could call me a racist or whatever, but you're basically the clown, and I'm here to be in. I'm at the circus, and you're my clown. Entertain me. And that's the way it is. Seriously, it's called entertainment. You're there to entertain me, not preach to me. If I want to watch the news, if I want to hear about political correctness, I will turn on Fox News, CNN, MSDNC, OAN. I will turn on Newsmax. I will turn on something else where I want to watch the news and be pandered to. Now, if I actually want to be entertained, I will turn on football. That's how it works. Any player in the NFL, I don't care whether you're white, black, Latino, Hispanic, whatever the fuck you are my entertainment. You are the clown in the circus. That's what I want you to do. Be my clown. Let me enjoy myself. Let me watch you catch a fucking ball. Let me watch you catch a fucking ball or throw a ball or shoot a ball or hit a golf ball. That's what I'm paying you to do. I'm not paying there to hear your political correctness. I'm not there. I'm not watching to be preached to. You know what? I go to church on Sundays. If I want to be preached to, even right now, I'm the clown in the circus. You guys are watching the show. I'm your entertainment. I'm the clown in the circus. That's what my job is right now. I know it is. You know it is. I get paid from ad revenue. So guess what? You turn off. I don't get no viewers. I don't get no money from this. I get that. I know that. I'm a clown too. The only thing is I admit it. I know I am. There's nothing wrong with that. I decided to get on this. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand being preached to when I don't want to be preached to. It's to that point where it's stupid. Why am I going to tune in to watch football to hear that I'm a racist? Why am I going to turn on football to be told I'm wrong? My skin color dictates it. Why am I going to pay all this money in ad revenue or continue to pay for the NFL Network if you're going to sit there and tell me I'm bad? It's stupid. The league also revealed plans to increase its social justice footprint by pledging to donate $250 million in a 10-year period. So you're basically going to pay $25 million a year. I mean, seriously, guys, do you really even care about? Honestly, and I know a lot of people are like, well, a lot of y'all are going to be like, well, they don't really show the national anthem on football. I know that. They usually go to the game after, right before kickoff. But the point is, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of social justice. I'm sick of listening to people pander to me. I don't want it no more. Take it out of my entertainment. It's in movies. It's in sports. It's everywhere. And they should know that people are already tired of it. When you're losing ratings and then you drop this on people, who's going to want to watch? I'm paying you when I go to a football game, if I go live, I'm paying to watch a mountain of flesh smack another mountain of flesh and knock each other out. Smash a one if you agree with me. If you think when you turn on football, and are you there to watch two mountains of flesh pound against each other to see who gets hurt? I mean, the most entertaining part of a game is when you see a freaking safety upend a freaking wide receiver. You're like, ooh, you're not there for to hear their policies. Like LeBron, I'm not paying to watch you yell at me about my color of my skin. I'm watching you make a shot, a dunk. That's it. Social justice should be kept out of sports. It should be kept out of schools. It should be kept out of entertainment. That's all. Your entertainment. I watch the news to get the news. I watch you to watch. I'm watching you to be entertained, not to hear the news. I don't care about you know what? If you want to talk about your issues, go on Fox, go on MSNBC, go on CNN, go on OAN. Seriously, if you want to talk to me about your political views, go on one of the news stations. I will watch you there. But on Sundays at 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, I'm there to watch you get knocked out. Boxing, I'm there to watch you get knocked out. UFC, I'm here to watch you get knocked out. Anything, I'm there to watch you get knocked out. I'm not there to be entertained. Hockey's like the only true form that's going on right now. They're not sitting there pandering to me. I'm there. They know I'm there to watch them get their teeth knocked out. It's like the only sport that's making sense anymore. I'm not going to watch. I probably won't watch football. I'm going to turn around and watch freaking hockey because at least I know what I'm getting. I'm going to see a bunch of white guys on skates beat each other up. That's what I'm there for. I'm getting what I want. I'm going to watch two mountains of flesh knock each other out. That's what I'm going to get in hockey. I'll watch the Avalanche. You don't get social justice in there. Those guys probably can't even talk. They're so beat up. They're like, hey, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? What? The puck is black? Yeah, it matters. It's going in the net. Probably what you're going to get from a hockey player. Hockey's a lot more entertaining anyway. It's annoying. It's really annoying. The source said the league is also considering producing Oh my God. Come on, Roger. The source said the league is also considering producing educational programs about police brutality victims, among other plans. Really? Why? What does football have to do with social justice? Seriously. Can't we just go back to 80s football where you just shut up and played? I didn't get any of this stuff in my football. Now you're going to start producing educational program. Who are you trying to educate? Half of y'all didn't even finish college. Seriously, how many of y'all have actually finished college? Come talk to me when you have a degree. It's so ridiculous. Who are you really trying to do this for, Raj? You are a white man. The fuck you know about being broke? Front Office Sports, which broke the story about the Black national anthem being played before games on Wednesday, said the NFL plans to make it a prominent part of big league events. The outlet reported it could be played before primetime games, the Super Bowl, and the NFL draft, in addition to Week 1 games. Why? In a 1 minute, 21-second video uploaded to Goodell's Twitter account last year, the NFL commissioner condemned racism, pledging his allegiance to equal justice for players and affirming that Black lives do matter. Who in the fuck says Black lives don't matter? All lives matter. I don't care if you're Black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Latino, you're freaking purple, blue, pink. If you live on this earth, your life matters. Even the cow that I ate. Your life matters because you know what? You were alive to make me fool. All lives matter. What about the millions of babies aborted every year? Do their lives matter? What about the freaking what about all the kids that are sex slaves sex rings right now? Don't their lives matter? Because they're all colors and races and shapes and sizes. What about all the women that are sexually abused? Don't their lives matter? Why aren't we marching for that? Why aren't we marching for kids walking out that are kidnapped? Why aren't we marching for the millions of babies aborted every year? Why aren't we marching for something that actually fucking everybody that people are divided about? We understand that all lives matter. We understand that Black lives matter. We understand that every life on this planet matters. Why aren't we sitting there trying to defend something like aborted babies or kids abduction? Or why are we marching for something that actually will make a freaking difference in this country? Breaking up sex rings, stopping the opiate pandemic. Why are we marching for something that could actually make a difference in human lives? If you want to make an educational video, make an educational video on how to protect kids online. How about that? That might protect some kids from giving out their information and being kidnapped out of their homes. That's something that will make a difference. Educating kids on how to be safe online. That will make a huge difference. That's something that we all could rally behind. I don't care what color you are. Protecting kids online will protect a lot of people and help kids stay safe. How about that, NFL? It's funny how you don't see the NFL talking about that, Roger Goodell. Anybody's sitting there taking a knee. Why don't you take a knee, not for police brutality, but why don't you take a knee for protecting children? Why don't we have Protect the Children Month? We could make a ribbon for that. Why don't we do something like that? Instead, we're sitting there more worried about being politically correct. Sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I could get behind something like that. You know, I will throw my money into something like Protect the Children Online. Or something like that. NFL against pedos. I would be all for. But the problem is nobody is even caring. And I know, Miss Lady, that it's parents. I know that a lot of that has to do with parents and parents trying to be more friendly with their kids than actually being parents. I understand that. But why can't we have educational videos about that? Why don't we have educational videos about protecting kids? Why is it always about racial injustice? It's a shame. It really breaks my heart that it seems like it breaks my heart because to me it feels like that the end, like they're continuing to want to divide this country more than they want to unite it. It breaks my heart because it seems like nobody gives a damn about kids. It's always about something like this. And I would be all for a lot of protecting the kids things. I would go march for it, but or why aren't we marching for stiffer laws for pedophiles? I'm sure that we all could agree with that. Tougher sentences on pedophiles. Why aren't we arguing about that? Why aren't we marching for something like that? Why does it have to be social justice? It's a shame. And there shouldn't be any political, it should be there should be no politics behind protecting kids. I mean, because anytime I hear a Democrat talk, it's always about something like critical race theory. It's gonna help the kids. Help the kids what? Learn to hate one another based upon skin color? I'm sorry, but racism is taught. You're not born racist. I've never seen a racist newborn. You could take a white newborn baby, hand it over to a black family, and that family will love it. And the baby will love the family. Racism is taught. And that's basically what you're doing is you're starting to teach racism. That's what critical race theory is. We're basically paying our teachers to make our kids racist against white people. Why? The Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal. It took us a while to get there, but god damn it, we're there. Exactly, like the jerk. All I want is this lamp and this bear. All I want is this lamp, this bear, and this fiddle. All I want is this lamp, this bear, this fiddle, and this chair. Dude, we used to make fun of comedians used to make fun of that stuff. Now we're sitting there teaching it. You can make it whatever you want to be in the United States. As long as you work hard and you have the drive, you could be whatever you want to be. You could work hard and be a loser. You could work hard and be a doctor. You could work hard to be a scientist. You could work hard to be whatever the frick you want to be, but you got to do the work to get there. I am ashamed of what's going on right now in this country. I am ashamed of what we've seen come and go out of this country. Dude, we're electing our politicians to be racist. That's what it is. It's time for us to start owning it and start holding them accountable. You're not going to teach racism to my kids. My kids are not racist. You're not going to teach them that. Your job is to teach my kids reading, writing, arithmetic, science. That's all your job is. That's what we need to do. We need to start holding our politicians accountable. We need to start holding our DAs accountable. We need to start holding our elected officials accountable, our entertainment accountable. Your job is to freaking entertain me, plain and simple. With that, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you all for choosing the TCB show. If you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love each and every one of you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this live as much as I have. I'm back. You're going to see a lot more of me, and we're going to continue to build this channel once again. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time together. Have a good day. God bless. And as always, deuces.